Hey YouTube, this is Kentucky Wildcat Fan 78. First, I apologize for not really going to show much in this video. The face part of my camera is broken on my phone due to stupidity of me, so I'm doing this. Today's movie review, I did this once before, I decided to bring it back. Today's movie review is of the Disney movie My Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Now, this debuted on the Disney Channel October 20th, I believe, of 2000. It stars Laura Vanderhoot as Chelsea. Adam, I think that's his name. Anyway, these two, Adam and Chelsea, the oldest brother and sister, got grounded by their mom. Because Adam wanted to go to a rock concert at a fall festival they have, and Chelsea wanted to go out on a date with her boyfriend. So they arranged for a meetup on a dating site to a guy named. So they messaged different people, and they got a response back from somebody named Dimitri Van Tatos. And they agreed to meet at the market. So, they went to the market and they was looking for him, and they didn't know what to expect. They didn't know who to look for because he didn't send a picture. Well, they bumped into the guy named Dimitri, but at the time they didn't know it was him. I don't really remember the name he gave them, but he asked their mom if she was single, because he thought she was married with Adam, Chelsea, and their youngest brother, who I cannot really think the name of, but I will, when I upload the video, I will put the names down below of the characters, of the main ones. Well, while that was going on, the youngest brother was looking around too with her mom, and they saw this guy in like a, not so much a safari hat, but one of those older style hats, safari-ish type hat, looking around and on the phone with somebody, and heard him say that they're close, whoever this person was looking for. Well, Dimitri asked their mom out on a date, and she agreed to it. So the next night, he pulled up to their house in a shiny red Corvette. Now, this was in the 2000s, so, you know, Corvette styles really weren't the greatest. So, she was kind of scared because this was the first date she was on since their dad died, I think, before their dad died. So she was kind of nervous. So Dimitri and the mom went to this steak place. And while they were out, Adam and Chelsea was getting ready for their fun. Well, while they were getting ready, they heard the garage door open. And they both looked out their windows and saw their youngest brother, Taylor, riding off. And I think Adam asked Taylor, "What are you doing?" And Taylor said, "Gonna save Mom." And then Adam informed Chelsea of what Taylor came to him about earlier, thinking Dimitri was a vampire. So Adam, Chelsea, and Taylor rode their bikes downtown to this steak place, fancier steak place, and let's say like Texas Roadhouse. And they found him, and they, explained what was going on, and they did, and then Dimitri said, "Well, let's try this with the spoon test." And Adam said the spoon test, and it's like, if a vampire can't balance a spoon on his nose, he is a vampire. So Dimitri balanced the spoon on his nose, and as they were leaving, they went by a mirror, and Adam saw their mom and nothing. And he looked back and saw Dimitri with his fangs out and was kind of going like, bye-bye. So they got Taylor home to the babysitter. And then as Chelsea was about to get ready for her date with her boyfriend named Peter, which they never actually showed in the movie, Adam's like, "We gotta go save Mom." And Chelsea's like, "Save Mom?" She's like, "Yeah, back at the restaurant, it was just Mom and nothing." So they were trying to think where they could be. Well, they tried this dance club. I think it was more of like a country western place. Don't take my word on that. Now, so as a distraction, Adam went in and saw a security guard, told him, but they asked him to leave. While that was going on, Chelsea was outside talking to somebody, and she said she'll call them back. So she hid behind a dumpster or something, and as she did, they threw Dimitri out, and he bent the bikes in half. And then her eyes went wide as he basically walked up the wall. So Adam came out and was like, because he saw Dimitri back in with their mom, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And Chelsea was like, "Remember earlier when you told me Dimitri's a vampire?" Adam said, "Yeah." She goes, "He's a vampire. He just walked up the wall." So they had to think about what they were going to do. So they remembered the Harvest Festival, which is like look like a small version of like a state fair. So they got there through a friend of Adam's, basically having the hots for Chelsea. And they got there and they were trying to figure out where their mom and Dimitri was. Well, their mom took Dimitri onto the Scrambler, and basically after that, their mom wanted to do something, and that's basically when Dimitri snapped. He was like, I hate, I forgot exactly what he said. It's like, I hate country western, I hate this, I hate that, and basically took their mom into a trance. Well, after that, basically, he took her back to his house. And they saw it, and then Adam threw a baseball from one of the games to Dimitri, and he basically came with vampire speed, pulled Adam by his hair, and went behind one of the carnival games. And basically said, "What do you want to do with my mom?" And Dimitri said, and Adam said, "I'm 13. And then he goes, "Well, I'm a vampire." And Dimitri said, "If you ever want to see your mom again, you have to do this." So they Dimitri and their mom left, and Chelsea finally saw Adam. And she was like, "Where's mom?" And he's like, "Oh, they left." And so they were trying to think where they went to. And then Adam remembered his house down by the lake. So they got to his house before they did, and how that happened, I really not quite sure, by taxi. And the taxi driver, who was like Afghanistan or something, had an accent, was like, "Are you sure this is the place you want to go?" He's like, "Yep, this is the place." So they went in his house and they found his coffin. And so Adam was like, "Let's get Dimitri's coffin and put it into the lake." Because, why? Because logic. So Adam and Chelsea got Dimitri's coffin into the lake. Adam got on it and told Chelsea to hide. Well, as they were doing that, they heard a big howl from inside the house, which Dimitri was there, and saw that his coffin was gone. So basically, Dimitri saw that Adam was in the lake on his coffin, and was like, "What do you want?" Adam was like, "My mom for your coffin." Well, he was like, "I have a better idea," and found his sister. It was like, I think he was like, "My mom for your or my coffin for your sister," or something like that. So Adam finally got back the coffin, and they set it back where it was at. So as Adam and Chelsea was there, Dimitri started using his powers to get them closer to me. For their, they were yelling for their mom, and he was like, "Your mom can't help you right now." Well, as that was happening, the vampire hunter came in. Who the vampire hunter, first of all, you may recognize from the Disney show, Hilary Duff. It was Hilary's dad in the show that was in the movie. He came in and he shut the door on Dimitri, and then Dimitri basically flew and knocked the door down. And basically, he then threw the vampire hunter over onto the piano. So then after that, their mom got out of the trance, and basically they put him back in his coffin. The vampire hunter woke up from being thrown into the piano, and they stapled it shut. And then as the movie was ending, the vampire hunter asked their mom out on a date. She was like, "Not right now, but thank you." But then as that, you were hearing the vampire bang on the coffin, yelling like, "Let me out of here, happy Halloween." And that's Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Now, thoughts about the movie. It's a great movie. It's held up really well for being 18 years old. It's still personally one of my favorite movies. Now, you should not expect too much for it being a Disney movie. But, I mean, there's still some scares in it, which are great. But, overall, it's a really great movie. I suggest you try and find it and look at it. Now, this movie, for some odd reason, is very hard to find on YouTube. Sometimes you may be lucky to find it, but it's very hard to do. Most of the time you can only catch like the preview for it. Disney would show. But other than that, it's really hard to find. But if you are able to find it, I suggest you look at it.